All right, how my thinking leads to eating. I overate yesterday, gotta restrict today. We're gonna do a little fun homework assignment, okay? So I want you to stick with me. Draw a circle on a paper, okay? I did this with 2 clients yesterday and it was really helpful for them to see this. So let's just pretend that you're starting out your day and you don't feel great about the food choices you made yesterday. And let's just say that at work they're going to cater it and they're going to bring in a bunch of, yummy Mexican food or some kind of catered meal. And you have the thought in the morning as you're laying out your food plan. You can go back and check out kind of how to track in a paper pencil journal for your lower brain. Remember, we draw the line down the middle. On the left side, we put our day of planned eating, aka our higher brain. And then on the left side, we go ahead and we check off as we go, or if we have an impulsive eating moment, we highlight that because that's normally a good indicator it was our lower brain kicking in, right? So you lay out your planned day and you think to yourself, they're gonna do this catering thing, but I am gonna take my lean cuisine. I'm gonna take this delightful frozen meal for 400 calories or less so I can be good. I can't eat that Mexican dish that they're catering today because it's too high in calories. I overdid it yesterday. I need to lose this weight, whatever the thought. So the day progresses, right? So the initial thought was restriction. I'm not gonna eat the meal that they're catering. I'm gonna eat my lean cuisine. You then progress through the day. Food smells really good. Lean cuisine does not look as enticing. You end up eating it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So you had this moment, which would have been a highlight on the right side of your paper, but then it progresses for most people. It goes from eating the Mexican food to many people might say to themselves, I'm not gonna go home and make that healthy dinner I had planned. I'm gonna go pick up pizza, or I'm gonna get fried chicken, or I'm gonna get whatever my indulgent pickup meal or whatever kind of thing. Oh, and by the way, I may also grab one of those donuts out of the break room because I've already messed up today. And maybe when I get home, I raid the pantry and I grab some of the kids' snacks. And it becomes a day of off eating. And then as you go to bed that night, you think, man, I messed up. I didn't journal my food. I ended up eating a bunch of stuff I had never planned for, but tomorrow I'll be better, right? So then you wake up the next day and where do we start on the circle graph when that happens? We start at the top with a restrictive thought. I blew it yesterday. I had the Mexican food when I said I wasn't. I had all those extra treats. I didn't even eat my planned dinner. I grabbed food out. Today, I'm gonna say no Starbucks, no Taco Bell, none of these things. And the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. Here's what I want to encourage you, okay? The way that this cycle, this habitual loop works, it just starts with one simple thought, restrict. I can't have X, so I'm gonna be good and have Y. It would be better for you on that left side of your paper to put, I am gonna have the Mexican lunch. I'm gonna have a burrito. I'm gonna have some black beans and rice. And I can bring an alternate lunch of my lean cuisine. So gosh forbid if it doesn't show up, if they have to reschedule it, or if I really decide it doesn't appeal to me for whatever reason, I've got an alternate. I always am a big advocate of you having multiple options. But I'm gonna plan for that. I'm not gonna have the thought I'm gonna restrict. And oh, by the way, on my way into work today, instead of saying I'm not gonna have Starbucks or not putting it on my plan and then impulsively getting it, I'm actually gonna write it on the plan. And I'm not gonna do this overly restrictive thing. Maybe with Starbucks, my one point of improvement is I don't get the venti, I get the grande, favorite drink that I always get. So I'm making a point of improvement. When we have the restrictive thought, I can't or shouldn't have these things, and you make that pristine meal plan on the left-hand side, you are setting that cycle into motion. Once you get to a place where you don't feel restrictive with yourself, having a lean cuisine as opposed to something else really you're not going to feel this out of control sensation because you're going to be like, oh, I've given myself the Mexican food many, many times. I can have it or I cannot have it. But if everything you do starting the day and ends the same way, maybe you stop journaling, maybe your whole day of eating is off because you see it as a black and white, good or bad day, right? Then what ultimately happens in a weird way, and I want you to stay with me, by choosing that restrictive thought in the morning, you're almost giving yourself permission to have that entire off day of eating. How many times have you repeated that cycle, right? Like if it's even happened to you 10 times, where you start with the restricted thought, no, I'm not gonna have Starbucks today, I'm not gonna have the catered lunch, my friend and I are gonna go out to eat, I'm gonna get the plain Jane salad, she's gonna get what she wants, and then I'm binging in the evening at home. Like if you think about it, if you've even repeated that cycle 5 times, the first time, like a lot of times we're just unaware, right? We're unaware we're even doing it. But now what I realize is that what most people are doing, because they're starting the day restrictively and it always ends the same, in a weird way they're choosing to have that day because they have the restrictive thought. They just haven't put 2 and 2 together yet. These restrictive thoughts that I have ultimately are taking me down this exact same path every single time. So if you want to get on a different path, start with a less restrictive approach. Start the day giving permission and give options. Like, okay, I'm gonna plan on having that Mexican catered lunch, but what if it doesn't happen? What if it's not something I like? I could have another alternate, and in the moment I get to make that decision, but I've pre-planned for both. I didn't have a restrictive thought that said I can't have it because my eating was poor yesterday. I got to get regimented today. I got to get it together kind of thought process. You ate horrible yesterday. Today you got to get it together. No. That get it together attitude, I messed up, so today I've got to really punish myself. That's not serving you. It's not serving you. It's keeping the cycle going. So what I would love to see for you is a different way of approaching your day. You get wind that they're doing something fun at work and you know you keep falling down around that because you keep saying, no, I'm not going to, and then you eat all of it. It's your cycle. Like you've got to see that, because as soon as you see that, you can really back up and say, wow, I'm giving myself permission in a weird way to have a full off day of eating by just not putting that I'm gonna eat this Mexican food at lunch. Just by having that restrictive thought in the morning, I am setting a domino effect that's almost guaranteed to give me one of these super high calorie, very indulgent days that really doesn't serve me and my goals. I can stop it first thing in the morning. I don't even have to go there. I can actually plan to have these yummy things in my day, give myself full permission, and I can give myself other alternatives too. But if I don't go with the restrictive thinking at the beginning of the day, how could my day look different? This is where you want to start to move to. Those restrictive thoughts in the morning or when you're planning your day are leading to that domino effect. If it's the all or nothing, I stop journaling my food, tomorrow will be different. It stops if you choose to give permission to have those things that you normally would restrict. I hope this video helps. Draw the circle out. Start with restrictive thought. Then where does that progress to the day? Then what is the subsequent behaviors that happen for you? And then when you loop back around the next morning, what is your attitude? Is it one of, wow, that didn't work? I was super restrictive yesterday. I ended up eating all the things and not journaling and not doing that. I today am going to give full permission to have the yummy goodness. No, like nobody does that. They keep wash, repeat, wash, repeat. I know, I used to do it. But now I see so clearly that was in a weird way, me giving Heather carte blanche to just have a completely off day, just by choosing to be restrictive in the morning. Now I see it totally differently, but then it made logical sense to me because I didn't understand a different way. So I hope you'll learn from my mistakes and shorten the time frame. All right, guys, please like and subscribe. Remind yourself each day not to start it with that restrictive mindset. Try a different approach, and I will talk to you soon.